Okay, so let's do the outside now. A quick walk around, and then I'll show you each thing. A little too close there. But I left the hood open when I was checking the oil. But anyhow, there's what you get right there, which I'm sure you could see from the pictures. So let's walk around here and I'll show you each one. The tires are in pretty good shape. They got a lot of tread on them, but as you can see, they've set, so they've got a little checking on it. But hey, they went all the way to Oregon and back. So see, it's down here. We took the side steps off. I can't think of the word of them right now. We put these little bully steps. They just look nicer, I think. So here's your sewer pull for your gray water, sink, etc. And then there's where the hose is kept. This is the vent for your furnace. And up top here there's an antenna there. Never used it. I really should take it off, but it's been on there, so I left it. Here is a storage. You can see inside there's a sewer hose, a brand new water hose, and these are levelers, those yellow levelers that you drive up on. I think these ones might be red, but they work good. And then here is your plug, your cord. It's got about a 50-foot cord on it. I have all the adapters for whichever type of plug you at when you're at a campground. I have the adapters here in that storage space there. This is just fuel. This is a tank. We'll talk about them later. Here's where you can leave your water hooked up, your city water. Just run the hose right in. This one is where you can actually fill a freshwater tank. That's the tank that's under the bed inside. I think it's 25 or 50 gallons of fresh water you can fill up before you leave, or etc. And the fuel tank. And there is the your black holding tank, your sewer. You know, you take the cap off, hook your hose up, and then pull this, and then it releases it out. So there's that. And that is what that side looks like. So we come around to the back, and we got, this is just a different spare tire cover. The spare tire on this van is brand new. It's never been put on. And we got a new cover because the one that was there was rusted and starting to fall apart, so we put it on there. There's a ladder that goes up to the top. Boy, do I want to risk it. But anyhow, all that's up there is just your pipes and your air conditioner. There's no leaks. And you have a hitch here, a Reese hitch, and your electrical hookup, the flat blade type. And around, and then you have your vent here from your vent hood and your fridge. This is where I told you where the refrigerator was. As you can see, it's just electric now, but I've left, see, here's the line, the propane line. I've just got it plugged, and the electrical is over here. The wiring is still here for the two-way fridge. So there's that. The exhaust on this van is brand new from the manifold back. Here you've got your propane hookup. We've used it one time. It never had any leaks. It worked. Everything just worked just fine from it. Right now it's empty, so I can't light anything for you. But hot water heater. Hot water heater here I've lit before, and it holds water. So usually that's the problem, is they develop a leak, but that one holds water. Okay, same deal here. You can see a couple spots there that we fixed on the bottom. Just had a little rust I didn't like, so I fixed them. That's as close as I could get color-wise. And then there's another one of those steps. So we've got double doors on this side. All the way up. There's a good example of what the bed looks like. So back down. For some reason the 250s came off of this van. I have one of them, I just haven't put it back on, but I don't have the other. And that's it. As you can see, the tires are always really good on this van, just double checked. Here's the front. Headlights are brand new. And almost everything under this hood is new, has been changed. I mean, the only thing that hasn't is that I haven't changed is the AC compressor. And here's something that's really unique about this vehicle. This is an 88, and look, I don't know if you can see that, but it's already been retrofitted for 134A for the AC, so you don't have to mess with the R12 anymore. That's a huge plus. This van runs like a champ. Of course, it's an older van. You know, that's older vans are older vans. No leaks. This thing here, I've never figured out what it does, but I have a key that fits it. But on the back side, it looks like there's just a tumbler. I don't know what it was. So that's about it. Anything else you'd want to know about or have questions about, of course, ask me. Gas mileage, I think we got around 15, 16 on our last trip. So it's not too bad. I mean, depending on the terrain, we were up and down mountains a lot. So, you know, take that into account. But other than that, you get a little fading maybe on the fiberglass up there. But other than that, it's a good van. It's just, you know, any questions you have to ask, let me know. Okay, so let's do the inside now. You come to, these are the double doors on the passenger side of the van. In the doors, there's storage. And you can see these windows all have these little zips. So you can do the locks there, cover them up. And they all have screens in, which are all in good shape. Around here, there's a small table here. Raises up on your, so you can have it on your door. It's really handy when you're camping, when you're cooking out. Same thing with the screens. Here on this ledge here, you get another big table here. It pulls all the way up. And okay, the floor, it used to be carpeted, but it was so horrible, and it was pink like every RV from the 80s. So we tore it all out and replaced it with a wooden floor. And you can see it's wood floor all the way back to the bathroom. So let's hop up in here. And there you have furnace underneath this big bed here. It's just been recovered, new cushions. What was here was just horrible, so we tore them all out and replaced them. How this works is, and I can't do it by myself, but how this works is this top piece, there's a button over there, and it pulls all the way over, and then it will come to out here. So I would say the whole bed is probably 32 inches when it's made out. So there's that. Above, get the window air, works perfectly as it should. It's been cleaned out, and you know, it smells good now. So come back down around. There is a sink here. And you cover, you can see a little sink. It works just as it's supposed to. Storage underneath here, drawers, cabinets for pans, etc. And a 2-burner stove. I've never really used that. So, and up there's a range hood and more storage. Get down to here, the bottom, this is your fuse panel. You can see right there. The refrigerator, it came with a 2-way refrigerator, but I couldn't get it to work, and it was just, it had been left so long that it was just in really sad shape. So I tried to find another one to replace it, but couldn't find one small enough. So what I did is I just bought a new electric one here. This has never been used, brand new. Works perfectly, I would assume, because it's brand new. I did leave the line there though for the propane in the back. So if you was to find one, it is all still there. The hardware is all there to hook up. The microwave, this camper didn't have one. So I just bought an electric one here, and same deal, it's brand new, never been used. And more storage. Around here, more storage, more storage. There's your thermostat. A clock. I always thought that was kind of weird, that clock, but and then outlet and small inside light, another light there. They all work. All the lights work in this camper. There's one up here on top. I guess while we're here, we talk about this window. We put this reflective stuff. We cut it for every window and painted it black on the back, so it's a little less suspicious, I guess, when you're standing at a Walmart or something. But here's the rest of them rolled up. But this bed leaked. They had left this window open about, I don't know, about that far. And so it had leaked, and all this had rotted, this wood here. So we just tore it all out and put a new piece, re-insulated, and new loo on top of that. So it's all good. This big bed here, I say big bed, but I can't really get up on it, and my wife always sleeps on it, but let's just pull that down. Okay, so what this does is this pulls all the way out. It'll go out past halfway of the double doors, and you can see that it's really big. I'm 6'2", and I can fit up there. So, and it has this mattress, this black mattress. It came off of a futon, and it's folded up right now, but it folds all the way out, and this bed is probably 6 by 5, and very solid. I mean, you can stay up there, but you see the space that you get. But you can sleep up there. My wife sleeps up there, and I could, but I just don't want to have to fight with climbing down. So anyhow, this here is the divider that snaps on, that encloses your cab. It snaps on right across there, and you can see the snap right there on the side. But it goes all the way around, and that way it divides it and gives you privacy here from your windshield, obviously. This is just a tarp that we made an awning for. I'll show you that later. Here's the rest of the reflectix for all the windows around the sides, these windows, etc. We just put it there just for the privacy instead of curtains. Just don't like curtains. So inside here is typical Ford Econoline cab. The seat covers, they're kind of just temporaries. I just, that same old pink that I was talking about earlier with the carpet is just so ugly, but they're all there. I mean, I think there's a rip in this seat. Maybe not, but I thought there was a rip in this seat. Yeah, they're in the middle. But that's the reason we covered it, was pretty much that. So, like I said, you could do whatever you want there. Everything here, those two little amber things you see on that cup holder, those light up at night when you have your headlights on. The radio is just a cheapie, but it does work. So we redid this doghouse cover because it was carpeted too, and it was just god awful. So we tore it all out. Those have all been redone. This top has all been redone because it was bad. You got a couple of map lights there, and I guess that's really about it that I could show you. The bathroom. Get this reflectix out of the way. So here's the bathroom. It's storage here, and then your little toilet here in the middle, which works exactly as it's supposed to. Rinse, flushes, works just like it's supposed to. And the shower, it's got a vent up there, but the shower now, technically it's a shower and a tub, but if you're a big guy, you're obviously gonna have a hard time in there. But you could sit, there's a spot to sit. But, and then, your shower head. What I usually would do is just take the shower head outside here between the doors and stand outside. So that tends to work better for me. Storage for towels here, as you can see. So, and then just a vinyl tile floor. So let's go outside from the back there, and I'll show you that from the other side. Okay, so here's from the back, the double doors at the back. You've got those same screens that go on there, and then here's your shower and bathtub. This panel here, so you can get to the plumbing, obviously. As you can see, it's a lot easier to take a shower out here and just hold the thing. But plumbing for the toilet. Here's where your onboard battery is your shore battery. But this battery needs replaced. It sometimes holds a charge and sometimes it's dead, and that's nothing that you want happening when you're on the road. So I would replace that almost immediately. So, and that's about it. So that's the inside. Now, okay, so when I say there's goodies and extras that go with this camper, here they are. The first thing, this is a screen that has been custom made to fit over the double doors on the side. As you can see, it snaps on. So that way you can leave those doors open and don't have to worry about mosquitoes. Then next is a bully step. This goes in the rear hitch, so you can have a step up to get into the back of the camper right there. Goes in that hitch. Okay, then there is the lug wrench, which is a really big lug nut on this van, and a brand new jack. I've never used it, it's still in the box. Here is a toolbox, and in it is stuff like bulbs, all that go to the van. Little fuses, bulbs, etc. It was with the van when I bought it, so you get it. There's a toe strap for safety. There's a new pin, locking hitch pin, and a new plug for a new cord if you wanted to make one for the shore power. This thing here goes on the front of the van. It's like goes over the radiator, so it just snaps on the front, on the exterior of the van at the front. And then here is the table that goes in the living room there. It folds out so it's twice that width, but here's the deal with that. When it had the carpet, it has these in the floor, these holes, and then you can see the legs go in there. Well, we wasn't going to use this table because it takes up too much space, so we just put our wood floor over top of the holes. They are still there, so you could measure. We put a mark on the floor, so that way if you wanted to dig them out, you could cut them out with a hole saw and stick these back in, and then you can reuse your table again. But for now, you get the table. And you get, this is a brand new bicycle hitch, never used it. It has the extender, and the reason it has to have the extender is to get past the spare tire. As you can see, when you're in, you won't get past the spare tire. So it's brand new, never been used. I have no use for it if I don't have the van. And then a couple gallons of antifreeze for your tanks for the winter, if you're storing. So that's it. Let me explain the situation with the gas gauge here really quick. It doesn't work. This van has two tanks. The front is a 13 gallon and the back is a 22, I believe. So underneath you switch between tanks with this button right here, this switch. It doesn't work. And underneath there is a device that switches which tank. When you push this, it switches each one. It runs off of a vacuum. Well, they're notorious for breaking, and they're very expensive to replace. I mean, the piece is like $250, and that's no guarantee, or if you can find one at all. So what I did is I just routed past it under the van. So now it only runs off the rear tank. The front tank has been unhooked. This switch is now completely obsolete. So you only run off of the 22 gallon tank. Okay, but the gauge doesn't work. It didn't work on either tank. And it's in the tank. So that's my next plan is to drop the tank and replace that. The fuel pumps work fine, but the sending unit for the gauge is apparently messed up. So keep that in mind, that you won't have a gas gauge. But we went all the way to Oregon by filling up and then, dividing by the mileage and knowing about how far we could get. So I had wrote on the top of this book that, which is pretty darn close. I mean, obviously don't run it down to the mile, but when we get to about a quarter tank, or I thought was a quarter tank from the mileage, then we would stop and fill up. So, but that's the story of the gas gauge. So the mileage on this van is 80,428, and as far as I know, that's original from the owner of the van that I bought it from. He said that was original. So that's all I can go by. Okay, so real quick, let's talk about the stuff that I've done motor-wise and mechanically. Okay, it got a new distributor cap and a rotor. I reset the engine timing. It has a brand new battery. It has new wiper blades. The tires, as I showed you in the video, are Transforce HTs from Firestone, and they have some weather checking on the sidewalls. They probably should be replaced, but like I said, I drove it all the way to Oregon with those on. Okay, it has brand new front brake pads. It has new front calipers. The rear drum brakes were taken apart, removed, cleaned, and inspected. I have recharged the AC. I put a new line on it for the smog pump, which is still there. A lot of people take those off because they think they ruin gas mileage. I just left it on because it's working. It has a brand new serpentine belt. It has new bulbs for all the lights, front and rear. It has a brand new motor for the window and the driver's side, the up and down for the window. New headlights, like I said. It has a new transmission filter and fluid. So the reason I changed all of this stuff is because people will always say, well, it's still a 32-year-old vehicle, which is true, it is. You know, if you want vintage, hey, that means it's old. But I have tried to replace everything that I thought could go wrong while you were going down the road. Anything that would leave you stranded, period. It has a brand new exhaust, Walker exhaust, new catalytic converter, new muffler, all brand new, straight from the manifold back. Obviously its oil changes have been kept up. About every sensor you can think of, coolant temp sensor, oxygen sensor, all brand new, replaced. They weren't bad, I just didn't want them going out while I was going down the road. So that's about it. But it's, you know, it's a good van, but remember, it's 32 years old. So it may break down tomorrow, I don't know, but I've done my best to try to keep that from happening.